program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature.
Welcome back to Dara of the Dead. And
Welcome.
welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. How's it been going, though? What have you been up to?
Hey, yo, we know we're recording this on like Family Day,
Family Day.
which is Easter Monday for some.
Monday.
Respect to everybody.
1st of April, huh?
Man, I've been doing nothing. I swear to you.
I thought you were going to tell me the way you brought it on, like you've been busy. But hold that thought, right? As it is our tradition on Dara of the Dead,
Oh, shit.
I've got a dead joke for you.
Ah, man. Why you gotta do me like this all the time?
I've got a dad joke for you. Okay, here goes. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Why did the Scarecrow win the award?
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Because it scared the most.
I'll give you one more try.
Ah, shit. Man, I'm always gonna get this wrong.
Okay. Because he was outstanding in his field.
Ah, come on, man. Come on, you're killing me. You're killing me with this shit.
Look, man, he was outstanding in his field. Look. So
man.
I think the joke, outstanding in your field.
Yeah.
Today I was thinking, let's chat about present fatherhood. Let's say,
shit.
are you outstanding in your field?
Ish, somewhere there. On a good day.
Tell me,
On a good day.
how is it like for you as a present father? On a good day.
I think.
Let's start on a
Let's
good
start,
day.
yeah, I think maybe let's start, have some young joyous celebration moments first, Like, I think on a good day for me, it's an incomparable feeling. Like, I always say that the relationship between son, or rather like child and parent,
Yeah.
it makes sense when you think of like the generational shit. So
Yeah.
it means now, if my like parent and like child a relationship,
Yeah.
it's gonna affect how me now as a parent and my child's relationship
Yes, yes.
is like, know.
Yes.
So I got to realize that on the best days is when you just feel like unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Because it's not even like the biggest thing. Because a lot of people feel as if the unconditional love is probably going to be like, say now when your son is old, they buy you like a Land Rover. Or, that would be nice.
That would be
Luandle,
nice.
yo, if you're watching this, Luandle, like,
Yeah.
But, that would be nice. But
Yes.
for me, the greatest things is how I don't know if I can count on my one hand, like the mornings where we've not had a proper good morning with the hug. How did you sleep? I love you too. And then it's like we can then do whatever we are doing with our day.
Yes.
So for me, those are the moments which I think are incomparable to like
Cherish most.
anything. Like there's nothing that I can tell you that in my like 30-something years of living that I felt that is like those moments. Even with a partner,
Yeah.
at some point, maybe bukwatile nyana when you slept, or like there was just or you just woke up on just like your own shit.
Yeah.
But I think with being like a present father for me, what it has like taught me is that every day, like morning reset of I'll always find him the same way. It's the same smile, the same like love, like every morning.
I hear
dog.
you.
Like, like when I tell niggas sometimes when we just like excuse me, when we're just like kicking it, I'd even be telling niggas that, man, the fact that now I'm sleeping over at like your place,
Yeah.
I wish I could like wake up and get home
and get a
before
hug
he
from a
wakes
kid.
up.
I know what you
So
mean.
that at the very least,
You know,
it still like feels just like our daily like routine.
it's funny that you say that because apparently the reason why a single mother would want to leave very early, so that when they wake up, the baby can see them. See how beautiful that is.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying. I mean, I would say the same. That for me, it's just waking up in the morning, getting all the love, and now that my children are older, we talk, right? We talk, sayings, reminding each other, I asked you this, you said you're gonna do this for me. I'm just reminding you, and and then taking the kids to school, dropping them. I do that about 3 times a week now. I've always done that.
Yeah.
So for me, like that's a normal day for me. They come back from school. No, there's no beef. There's no one who got in trouble at school. Just a nice, peaceful, beautiful
You're
day.
like, oh,
with
normal
they're not
day.
fighting with their mom. I'm not caught in between.
and I can imagine with you because it's like
Yeah,
just
there's
girls.
Just girls.
So
now I have to.
You are the mediator
I'm the
in the house.
mediator, and women. Everybody wants to fight, wants to behave, wants to say the last thing, and now I'm supposed not to take sides. I must come in as United Nations.
Yeah, you must be like impartial.
Impartial.
Like,
It's very difficult because, kids, would want to, growing up kids, want to challenge your authority.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to always be impartial because the parent most of the time is right. I think that's the difference between you and me because your child is still under 10.
Yes, it's
and
still
mine are
it's still
teens.
it's still that ayo.
Mine
Yo.
are teens. So the
Yo.
teens will challenge you.
So
And
I can imagine like how does that go now? Like that, especially that transition between you my like sweet little girls and it was like all fun and now it's why the dishes not washed? Nah, because I was still busy with this and I'm gonna do the dishes
That
at this time.
independence.
That like, oh damn, like how do you react to that shit now?
Like, my favorite saying about parenthood is always that there's no manual. You learn on the job and you learn with trial and error. And every day we're changing, both the parents and the kids, right? And that's when you just see that, the language is switching, the maturity is switching, in the insertion of independence. Like, I'm a person. I need also. I've got my own things going. You understand? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't wash the dishes. No, I was finishing this, and I'll do that next.
Yeah, got my own schedule now.
You understand? It's a little bit difficult to accept because now you start need to giving them space to say they think for themselves. They must make a decision for themselves. You need to encourage that. That independence. You don't step on it
I feel you.
and say, "Hey, this is my house."
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite saying I like to say, but now they know that I'm joking because I like to say, "This is my house." It goes this way.
You must remember. Hey.
But there's times that way you need to really step in and say, "This is my house."
Yeah, nah. I think for me, like that's comparable to. So recently, I watched a whole lot of like aviation things. So when something happens, so it's a pilot and the first officer, there was the co-pilot. So even if it's the first officer who's flying the flight, but if it gets like deep and there's this like emergency,
Yeah.
the captain is gonna say same time, I got controls.
You see?
Because now it's like, yo, this is my flight at the end of the day.
You understand?
And I'm the one who knows and I'm the one who's now taking responsibility for anything that happens
can happen
from this
now.
moment
You
going
understand?
forward.
You're too young to handle this.
Exactly.
Junior co-pilot.
and
I like
and
that.
I always look at it like that. I'm like, oh damn. Obviously, this is also a pilot in their own
So
right.
you must
So you
always,
let them do their thing,
yeah.
but there's a threshold where it's like, okay. It's not that you are doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's not that like I'm against what you are doing, whatever. But I am just now taking the full responsibility
For
for
moving
me
forward.
and you going forward. And I think that's one of like the pillars of being a parent.
And I think you're not taking the independence away. Like you're not taking the growth away. You're just steering it in the right direction.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
okay, so there's an idea here. I'm growing now. I need a little bit of independence, a little bit of room to make my own decisions. But you can still make a bad decision because you're still a child.
Yes.
And you as a father, you have to take control as a main pan. Say,
There's
whoa.
there's decisions which you have to learn from as my kid. And well, all decisions you're gonna have to learn from, but I need to be like the buffer of of how hard the consequence is to you.
Yes.
Like I won't let my kid go to sleep in jail because
It's,
they
I'm
did
teaching
some
you.
shit
I'm
that
teaching you a
I'd be
lesson.
like, you see, if you do that, that's what's gonna like really
No.
nah nigga, I've been there. Like I've been like in those like holding cells. I don't want you to be there. So like that one, I'm gonna buffer it. I'm like, nah. Use the Uber. Do not drive.
Yes.
Do not drive. Use the Uber. You can put my credit card on your Uber.
Yes.
It's fine.
Get back,
Yeah.
get home, get your place wherever
And
you
once
are.
you use too much of it, that's when your only consequence is that I'm gonna be like, yo, let's go sit down now. What's this?
What
guy?
are you
What are
doing?
you doing? Why are you now like moving like this? I don't want the cop to be like doing that to you.
You know what? That brings me to my next topic for today. How does it look like to be a modern dad? Because our parents were about you get into shit. They were about okay, we leave you there, learn that lesson, right? You're just telling me now that if your son ever, is grown and he ever gets into trouble, you make sure that you take him out of the trouble first, and then you have the conversation. Is that what it looks like to be a modern father? We are more about protecting our children, right? But if they ever get into trouble, we try as well to rescue them. But it's not only the rescue. Now we need to say, okay, but we've spoken about this. Why didn't you follow? Is that what it is to be a modern father?
Yeah, for me, I think actually it fits so well with the overarching thing of being a present father. So I think that is one main key difference between, say, the older way of, because I don't want to like attack the parents, so I'll just say the older style of parenting versus the modern
You
style
don't
of
want us to
parenting.
call out the parents.
Yeah,
too much.
like it's like because the
I-
thing is this.
You see, that's a modern way of thinking. You've been gentle, but yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, true. So for me, it's always a thing of the more present you are with anyone in a relationship between like two or more people, the more present you are, the more things are the more things are more nuanced. Because like for example, I know your day-to-day feelings, so I can handle them better.
Yes.
Whereas if I only like see you, I'm in the house, but then I don't interact with you because I'm saying I'm tired from work, and on weekends I wanna just rest. I don't wanna like even take a walk with you
Or you're
around
not
the
home.
complex or even around the house, or I'm not home because I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, it's time. So the difference is that then if I'm not there all the time, it will be more instructional. Whereas if it's there, if I'm there all the time,
There's a
it
relationship.
feels it's more fluid in terms of like because of how the relationship works.
Yeah.
One
The-
example which I want to actually just give you is me and Nadedi have actually spoken about it, that the one thing that we are against is the whole go back to where you're coming from. That's the most dangerous shit you can do to your kid.
Yeah.
Your kid
I
has been
agree.
able, like, it's fucking dangerous out there. We all know.
Yes.
Even when we go out, we know
It's
there
dangerous.
is like danger out there which we can fall to. So your kid has been able to like divert danger all the way
To get to the
and
door.
to get to your door. And just because it's 2 a.m.,
Now you're like, go back to where you're from.
go back to where you came from and you won't open the door. Like, really?
I always think like, go back where you come from. Like you're saying about the dangers that are out there. If God forbid, touch wood, something happened, how would you feel as a parent?
Bro, that's one thing. That is all. It's like, okay, are you then gonna justify it in your head by saying, had
You
you,
de- you
came,
deserve it.
had you came back, because that's where I want to go. Which, if you are justifying it by saying, had you came back earlier, all of this wouldn't have
Wouldn't have
happened. It
happened.
means you are saying your kid deserved it,
It's crazy.
which is the most messed up way to think as a parent.
It's crazy. And that knowns and that relationship wouldn't be there if you're not present, if you don't talk
Yeah.
to your children.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, your children will test you anytime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it's how you handle those tests to show that you are actually in charge and you're steering them towards the right direction, because all you're doing is shaping behavior.
Yes.
You understand? Shaping behavior. I'm gonna ask you this. I must also go through it. How do you deal with homework?
Man, oh, this guy. I thought we were discussing the good part of parenting.
The good part is
Yes,
gone, my man. Flip the
yes.
coin. I want to know the bad part.
This guy.
No,
I
actually,
mean-
I'm not. I want to know the challenging part.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
not- it's
Actually,
not
let's
bad.
put it like
It's
that.
challenging.
Because here's the thing. So, Ulwa is now in grade 2, right?
Grade 2. Damn.
So, in grade 1, it was like the start of this homework thing.
It's they call it what? Foundation.
Foundation phase.
Dude, it's like
So
it's
now-
building a house.
They're like teaching him all these things, which I have to already know as a parent. And I'm like, well, I wasn't in class with you. It's like,
I wasn't
I feel like I need some revision, Yana, also. Why are they just assuming that I know what 1 + 1 is? But
This is the thing that shocked me when we started doing homework. High school
is how much you didn't
it's hard,
know.
bro.
You're like, oh, goddamn. How did I go through?
How did I go through that? Damn.
Man,
No,
it's
no,
the
no.
craziest thing. But that's another thing, though, that it's you being there every day. On the Monday, the homework is difficult. On the Tuesday, it's like, oh, it's building up. On Thursday, you are there also. I'm like, I can't wait for him to come back so that we can do the homework. Actually, I think I figured out what we were struggling with yesterday. So, it's also very fun. And as challenging as it is, because, parents, I'll just say it, man. I'll just say it. Parents, whether you're mom or dad, I'll just say to everyone, do not think because you've went through school that you remember what school is.
It's difficult.
You can be like a scientist, an engineer, a accountant, or whatever. But grade 1, grade
Grade
2
two.
got some different shit for you.
Because you know what, you've been so it's long time ago you experienced that, and now the child is trying to learn to read and write for the first time. That's difficult shit.
You get frustrated more than anything.
The teachers,
To be honest, on some serious
gotta
shit,
give it to the teachers, right?
man,
Respect.
that is like homework.
Oh,
If there's one thing I'll always say about homework is it makes me appreciate how much teachers do.
and how much they go through.
Because it's more so the patience of I could read this sentence so easily. But you need to remember, this person cannot,
They must,
they've never seen this sentence, and it is on you for them to know
well,
how to read
let
it.
me tell you, we used to have so much craziness on spellings. My man. Because, remember, so I'm just going to give an example, so
Yeah.
now we've gone through all these difficult grades. Now, you're getting, you can read, you can write.
Yeah, like you
now
know
you
your
have,
stuff
you have
now,
the
yeah.
spellings in English, and they give you the words. They give you the words, right? You must read them, then you must write them later, right?
Yeah.
So we practice like that. Oh, man, it used to be so frustrating. So frustrating. The kids, and you feel sorry for them. They look so frustrated. They look so scared. Like,
Yeah.
like what's going
Yeah.
on? Why can't I get it right?
Yeah.
And you need to find that
And
balance
you need to be able to like make them navigate that.
without fear, to say, no, I know you're doing it wrong. Okay, let's try again. And again. And again.
Man, some parents like just doing the homework for the kids.
No,
Be
no, no,
like,
no.
yo,
You're killing
well
the
with that.
future, man.
I'd be like, yo, man,
You're
like
killing the future.
your laziness is, you are transferring your laziness to your kid.
Yeah.
Like your kid wants to learn. Don't, like you need to understand learning comes with the frustration. Like there's this one day, Ulwandle had to, it was grade 1, had to like rewrite the word. I think it was like the 4th time.
Yeah.
And when the 4th time, like literally he looked at me in the eye with that, you gotta say this time is correct. And then I was like, nah, boy, so
It's not
just that-
correct.
and literally he just like burst out crying.
He was done.
He like broke down.
He was done.
I was like, no, okay, wait, but so like, cause I didn't think it was like that deep.
It's not deep.
But then, do you know what it immediately made me think of?
Yeah.
It immediately made me think of varsity, because that was the most recent like struggle with learning.
But I remember that.
So now,
Especially
when I thought of that, I'm like, shit. I remember days actually where like I would have tears in my eyes, because I'd be like, man, I
What
don't
is
know
this
this shit. How am I gonna pass? Because I know I don't know this shit. And that frustration of like,
Yeah.
how do I not know this thing? Like, so I get it a
for
bit,
me, I
man.
think especially with the twins, we had those crying moments where something is just not getting there and starts crying. And you're just like, stop crying. Let's get it on. Or, take a break.
It's tough love, Dad.
Yeah, no, you have to give tough love.
That's the other part of
Take
it.
a break. Take a break.
Yeah.
We start again. You want water? You want something? You just break the momentum a little bit, the tension, because
Yeah.
you're feeling like, dang,
Man,
I'm gonna
even
start
even
screaming.
tension between you
Yes.
two, you feel it now. On some, okay, now we got beef. I can tell we
No,
got
there's
some
beef.
beef
There's
now,
beef. With homework, there's beef.
bro. It's as if you are the teacher. It's like, bro,
You are the enemy.
they
It's
gave you this.
It's you, the school, and the teacher.
Exactly.
You
All
are-
of you.
you are the ops.
They're like against me. yo, that part killed me. And you see it, like you see in his
Let me
eyes
tell
with
you,
yo.
The good side of working that hard now at the foundation stage, I don't do homework with my kids anymore.
Yeah, because it's like they know now.
Since
The principles are
I
there.
think from grade 8, when Naya was
that's so
from
great.
grade 8,
Yeah.
the twins from grade 8, they only come to ask me the things that they cannot understand. Because I'm always walking around the house and telling them how I'm so educated. So
Nah, they must know.
They must
They
know.
must know.
So
Yo, I got it like
so
that.
they come and ask me the things that are really tough. Because we worked so hard. I mean, I must give props to my wife. She worked so hard. I was the supporting actor.
Wow.
So if we're winning awards, she'll win the main Oscar, win the supporting
There
actor.
goes the sponsor for the podcast.
You understand?
Like we're supposed to be dads, yeah? We're empowering
Telling you,
dads.
I won't lie on her name.
Nah, but it's
So,
true.
but for real, so she worked very hard. I supported. We worked very hard together. Actually, my wife corrects me. Says I must never use the word support in being a parent. because you're doing it together.
Yeah.
Not one is doing more and the other one
Yeah.
less. You're
Yeah.
not supporting. It's the same way that we were talking last week on chat about babysitting. You say
Yeah.
to someone, how can you say it's babysitting when it's your children, right? You know, you're just raising them. You're not baby whatever them.
Just raising
So
kids.
anyway,
Man.
I digress. I was saying the
But
good
then
thing
I'm also very
about
guilty of using that because I like to try.
I got alive with this homework topic. I think so. My point was, let me say the point and move on. My point was, you don't cry so much now. You must cry
It's
together.
worth it.
It's together because it's worth it. If you put in the work now in the foundation, when they are older and the higher grades, your job is done.
And those are the gems I need.
You see?
Boy.
So you
Those
must
are the
put
gems I need.
So you must push.
I'm gonna keep on going hard. I'm gonna keep on
But it's hard, bro. I
because
won't lie.
I can't wait for the time where I'm just like, when he walks in with the bags,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, me and your mom are going out for dinner. Please make sure you do your homework,
Good luck
right?
with the homework.
Bye. Yo,
That's my life
because
now.
man,
That is my life now.
but
You know-
I think also, to
Ah,
also
no, it's just
add
cruising.
on my side with what you are saying now, I think I should acknowledge, because I'm thinking about it. I should acknowledge that homework this year has been like
Better.
less difficult than like the
First year.
the first
Grade
year,
one.
the grade one. Yeah,
Grade
because
one.
now it's more so. There's things where he'll be like, "Oh no, they gave us the maths homework today, but don't worry, I know it."
I got this.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's like, now you're just gonna come and mark it. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yes.
Oh, I'm like, "Oh, so you're already actually like learning, yeah, how to maneuver." And I think once again, sorry to keep on like harping onto this like present fatherhood thing, because though it's those building blocks and those moments that you realize after a while, you go, oh damn, this has changed. Oh, we know the
You
oh,
notice the
like,
growth.
look at them, they're more independent now. Because me and Nondle were literally just 2 days back, we're talking about. He's like to me, well, when will I be old enough to not have to ask to go play outside?
Dude, and
I'm
you
like,
know, it's
oh,
like you're
shit.
reading my mind. I wanted to ask you about my next thing I was gonna ask
It
you
is
about
that.
curfews.
So already it has started, because now it's like, yo, and when I thought about it, I'm like, oh, actually he now
So
understands.
what do you say? He says he wants to know.
He wants to know
When he can just go out without asking.
Yeah, like, because it's around the complex anyway.
he'll
It's
be
just going to your
disappointed,
friend. And, so
it
what
never
I
ends.
did for me, I was like, yo, what I realized actually is there's no point where I've said no
Don't go.
if you just want to go play outside.
Yes, yes.
So let's switch up now from asking to informing.
Yes.
So what we actually were doing with this whole asking thing is that we want to know where you are
That's
at
all.
all time.
That is all.
So now you must just come and inform us.
I'm
And
going
like,
there.
guys, I'm going to my friends to go play outside at the other block. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to the playground. Oh, okay, cool. But there's still that we're giving you your independence, but then we also
It's
still have
It's still a form of
like some
of requesting,
control.
of
Yeah,
asking.
it is still.
Because if there was something, you would have said no, don't go.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
also, I mean, there's no reason if a kid wants to go out and play to say no, so that the kid might just sit there.
Sit
Why?
and watch TV. Like, read.
Because
For-
if
and
there's
I-
homework, you say, oh no, you can't go. Remember, you have homework.
Have homework.
Finish that
Exactly.
first and go.
Exactly. But now, if like it's done, everything, like now, it's school holidays.
Okay, but what about the curfew?
The curfew is still tough for me, because if there's one thing I didn't like when I was a kid, was like the whole curfew thing. Because to me, the time thing didn't make sense.
Why not?
The principle of having to come home while it's still safe and all
Before
of that,
sunset.
you see. But now is that curfew?
That's curfew. You know
Okay,
what?
now if it's like that, then I'm all for it.
Adult life. You know the shit that happens at night.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So,
That was
what,
the whole point.
what I was always against, though, for me,
Yeah.
is 6 o'clock in March
It's still sad.
and 6 o'clock
In
in
winter.
like in the middle of July.
Yeah.
Those are two different times. So now, if I'm saying you must
Sunset.
come back at 6, that to me doesn't make sense. Because like today is a cloudy day.
But
6 o'clock today will be way darker than on a proper sunny day, even now in
Yes.
March. So what I'm saying is, I'm not against the principle of curfew.
yeah.
I just feel as if we need better ways to.
Okay. I believe in time and sunset. Right? Because what are you doing on the street when the sun is down?
100%.
When you stay in my house.
I keep on going back to
You
this
understand?
my house thing.
But
I love
on
it.
a serious
I
note.
but I love it
you're a
though.
kid.
For real,
You're a
I love
kid.
it.
What are you doing outside?
What are you
when the
doing
sun is
outside?
down?
Like, I'm inside my house.
You understand? I'm home.
I'm home. What is it that
You're
you
doing
are doing where
outside.
even I'm done?
I also didn't like it when I was young, to be told, because it's fun on the streets. You're playing soccer, you're riding bicycles. It's really nice outside. And now sunset, why must we go? We're still playing. And I didn't get it.
Okay, let me ask something though. Let me devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe kids advocate.
Kids advocate.
Devil's advocate sounds like I'm saying the kids are devils, even though sometimes they are.
Sometimes.
But to play devil's advocate here, the setup of living has changed. You posed a question about modern parenting. So now it's 6 o'clock. It's dark by the fact that it's sunset, but your kid is 2 blocks away and there's lights all over the complex. Is that the same 6 p.m. than how we were raised? Because it was like a bit different, because it was like the streets.
I still feel like you developing routine. And also you're trying to teach something. I just don't have a word
Principle.
for it. Principle. You know.
And
when
then
when
he
it's
goes
very-
around telling his kids that he's educated.
I am.
My bad. Let's continue.
So check. I think it's the principle of the matter. You know, when it's evening, please come home because there's showers to take, clothes to put away, tomorrow school to get ready for tomorrow. How are you gonna do that if you come home very late?
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So you that's what you teach.
Time doesn't stop.
But apart from the safety part of it, I also just feel like it's safer if you're home before it's too late. You know.
No, it's true.
So
That's true.
so that's where I come from on that. So curfew. But the curfew changes with age.
Okay.
Well, I'm a girl dad, so I treat my kids just like that. I can't compare to a boy, right? So it will be difficult for me to do that. But my principle is it should be the same. The curfew should be the same. Because what are you teaching the boys if they can come later than the girls? You understand? That's where the problem comes from. So the boys now think they can get away with more because they're already in their house. You're teaching them that they're superior to the girls, which is some bullshit.
Basically, you are teaching patriarchy.
You understand?
You like thinking you are doing it.
Yeah.
Because because
you know-
wow. Now patriarchy kids is sick as shit.
Patriarchy light. Eh?
Beta vision.
Yeah, patriarchy light.
Nah, but
So-
I'm actually very thankful for that lesson. It's something which I think even I need to hear in because when you think about it, say it's a household with like a son and a daughter,
Yeah.
or sons and daughters.
Yes.
It makes way more sense actually for the curfew time to be the same,
To be even.
because if the sons are going to protect the daughters, they have to come home with them.
Yeah.
You can't promote your sons must be able to tell their sisters, "Hey, when go home,
Go home.
take them it's time to go home.
Let's
now.
go.
Some
Okay.
being social endlini. It's time now to be with the fam. This is what dad taught us, or this is what mom taught us, this is what our parents taught us. Like, I actually really get that principle because
It's a principle.
it makes all
Because-
it makes all the sense.
Because I mean, you're teaching that routine, and that routine also is going to carry to life. You're teaching a life skill. You know.
Yeah.
You get home on time so that you can sort your shit for tomorrow. But anyway,
Oh, okay. I feel like is like subbing me now. On some okay, Pella, when are we finishing? I need to get home on time so that I prepare for tomorrow.
You know the thing that I'm grappling with now is time on the phone. I'm grappling with it because when they were younger, it was very easy for me to just lock their phones.
Yeah.
They switch off at a certain time and so on. And now they're growing, they're in their teens, and the classes that they're going, they're sharing information constantly on the phones. The kids are using the tech to study. They have their school WhatsApp groups with their friends. They're sharing information. And now you switch their phone at 9 p.m. Look, you have to put in your code 7 times when the homeworks and the friends and whatever they're sharing each other that information, because other parents don't have that thing, right? Where they lock the phones of their kids at a certain time.
Yeah.
Now, I know for a fact that open phones, the kids will be on the phone until late at night in their room, sleeping or not sleeping. So how do you manage that? You know.
Do you know how
I know you're not there yet.
But I have actually, funny enough, grappled with this for like long because my kid is a tech baby. Like he knows how to operate YouTube. He knows how to like he's a kid, but that's how we grew up. And I had to like I fought so much with that because of how I grew up. So it's supposed to be like, yo, less screen time.
Yeah.
Less this and this and this. But what I landed on, and I don't know whether it's like a perfect science or not, but what I landed on for me is I don't think it's too different than letting your kid in our generation go out and play with their friends. The only thing that you had was trust. As a parent there was that, I trust that friend from that house just because I know their mother, and I think because their mother is like this, I think they have this personality. They're not going to make my kid smoke. They're not and that is how community just worked out. And not to say you should just like let it go with, kids, just do your thing. But the fear, I would love for parents to just decrease the fear a bit of this whole screen time thing, because the way it's being navigated, these kids are being raised in a world that is evolving in technology.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, so we can't deny
You
that.
cannot deny
We
them the
cannot
technology.
deny the fact that like you didn't know how to, like, you didn't even know how to use your brick to drive your brick straight, which you are using manually with your hand. These kids know how to lock and unlock things. They know how to go to this. They have like favorite YouTube pages.
We must
because
we-
this like
I know about
bro.
the tech side. We must maybe get an expert one day to
Nah,
help
nah,
us
we
with
got-
that.
we are
I
gonna
love
need-
that.
we
I
are
love
gonna
that. But for me,
need-
I was just saying, I was looking at TV time, phone time versus study time in a day. You know.
Now with that
That's
one,
what I'm
with that
looking- I
one,
was
man,
looking
it's
at.
simple. It's what you said earlier.
What I
It's
said
when
is-
it's when you need it's when you need to say I know better.
this is
like-
this is time for you to
It's
study.
like, okay, now I know better because if you don't do your homework at 6 and if you studied at 7:30, 15 minutes into your homework, you're going to be falling asleep
Of course,
because I know it will be too late for you.
you're tired.
You are not aware of that.
Yeah.
So I then now override the system. So you are letting the system download itself. It downloads itself, and then there's where you have to, as a parent, overwrite. You're like,
Let's put in an override
no, no,
code.
no, 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 override code here. Don't download this patch as yet.
Please do
Still
this
too
thing.
young. Still too young. So it's that there's no perfect sign thing. It's just like weighting it with how the growing is like happening with the kid. So be present. That's my message, I think, for the whole shit.
I
Because the
think
more you are present, the more you're gonna figure out a lot of shit about your kid. The more you're gonna figure out your relationship, how it works between
you know
you and the kid.
the more you're gonna be able to teach what you want that person to be
Exactly.
like.
Exactly.
If
So
you want them to
you
be
even
like
have more
you, you'd guide
influence.
them in your
Yeah,
way.
you
Your
even have more influence
influence.
now.
Yes, you
So
influence.
you can't have influence like
If
from
you're not there.
coffee. Yeah. If you had coffee, your influence is dead. When I ask about you, you had coffee.
I
I
know.
mean, go to coffee now and then,
I
but
think
can't be every day, man. Nigga.
I want to end with something that I always think about nowadays. I always think I remember most of the things that I did with my father. In passing or intentionally. Like I remember they were dope.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Yep.
those, like the memories now they are very nice. So I always think about when I give my kids an experience. I always think from that point to say,
Yes.
would they remember these things the same way they give me joy now? What I remember about my father, and my mother. So I'm very like I try my best because I don't come from a background of that event. Doing something together.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me. So I have to dig deep to
Yep.
say I have to take my kids. I have to give my kids an experience.
you.
I have to do this. I have to do this. So I think being the biggest thing for me, remember when we started, we say, what is your biggest good day? I think for me, the biggest thing is usually giving each other an experience.
Yeah.
Because I
feel you.
know when I'm not around, they're going to remember that. And because I know I remember the good things or even the mundane things that I did. Now they're more, they have more meaning.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
So-
Like,
So I don't know what you want to say that in closing, but
nah, for me with that, dog, I swear to you, I think that's the proper closing. I just wanna like dap you up for saying that. I feel like I just get like fucking free like fatherhood lessons on this shit, man. Nah, thank you, my dog.
And
'Cause
another
I'm
that's
like,
that's
shit,
that's
this
an
is fucking
entry number
fire,
2.
man. Entry number 2, man. Diary of a Dad. We're really doing this, man.
All right.
Okay. There's a question from the crowd. God damn.
You know, other podcasts have Ghost Lady. Here we have Ghost.
Damn.
Right, so I'm going to be the ghost man of this podcast. So, as a non-parent, right, I want to ask, like,
Right there. It's a number.
that's fucking funny. But what I want to ask is, like, I'm trying to see, like, maybe one day when I do eventually have a child and I'm listening to this conversation and I am present, right? And we know our society, people come, they have different backgrounds, different experiences. Should it be considered a flex for my child if I'm present in his life, even down to the homework and I'm doing everything with him? Is that a flex?
It, it is definitely a flex in the bigger picture of things, because you know it's a blessing to have your father present and your parent present. But I, I don't know if it's a flex that you can be working. Well, you can brand a T-shirt says my father is present. I don't know if that's kosher. I mean, I don't think it's not a flex in that way. So I mean, I think people knows in your neighborhood say, yo, that man stepped up. He's a good dad and so on and so forth. I think it's a flex in that way, but I don't think any further than that. You know, obviously, as fathers, we always have those "I'm a father" T-shirts and all that stuff. I'm not sure.
Nah. Do you know what I just thought of? I just thought of. I'm not. I'm not a stepfather. I'm the father who stepped out.
I love that. I love that.
Like
It's very
you know what?
cliche, but it's dope.
Because that's why I'm laughing. I'm
Yeah.
like, here's the thing with the T-shirts. That's why they would never work because even when they mean well, they just like sound
They just
fun.
come off.
Because that shit, you're like, yo, man, this is actually a nice flip on words, but you're like, God damn, this shit is corny as hell.
I'm the father
But-
who's present.
like, imagine that. But I think,
Must make that for
on
the
a-
tire
on
of a
a-
dad.
yeah, that would be lit, actually. That would be
Tire
lit.
of a
Yeah,
dad.
present
At the
fathers.
back, I'm the father who's present.
Nah, niggas in the hood are gonna ask you, what's the one who's not?
Oh!
And you're like, now you've just opened yourself up to a whole lot of shit. But like on a serious note, for me, I feel as if it is a flex, and I'm speaking on this generation's terminology. So the flex is not gonna be from you. It's not a flex to you. It's a flex to the child.
Yeah.
So the POV is very important. It's a flex for the child to have the present parent. It's not a flex for you to be present. For you to responsibility to
true.
be present, and then it's a flex for your kid that you are actually
Present.
doing the shit that you gotta do.
I agree.
Because it's one of those things where it's like privilege. People who don't wanna recognize privilege because it means something. It's like, yeah, man, from a perspective though, it is privilege because when you look at the world and you look at the parenting that's happening, you look at the history of black parenting specifically in our country and in our continent, like it is important
It is
to
important.
note it when there's, because that's the only way history is gonna recognize change.
Amen.
So yeah, amen.
Amen. And
Then
with
I
that,
think we need the fire brigade to pull up. There's a fire
there's a smoke
you know,
at the back.
at the back. Yeah, so we gotta go,
We
guys.
gotta go.
Gotta go. And
Cheers, guys. Until next time.
Until next time.
All right.
You already
And
know,
that's-
my J.
With that, Tara of a Dad, peace out.
Uh huh.